of 17 degrees.
Still cold though. It is 7 minutes past 8. The Organic Products and Production Bill looks set to pass at Parliament today. The bill aims to increase consumer confidence in purchasing organic products, increasing certainty for businesses making claims their products are organic, and to facilitate international trade in organic products. But many of us struggle to make ends meet, so organic is a costly option. So how can we eat healthier on any budget? So for more on that, we're joined by registered dietitian Dr. Rajshri Roy. Morena, Rajshri, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Can we talk about first what the research tells us about organics and the nutritional value that it has? Is it better for us?
Well, it's definitely better for the planet. The environmental impact of organic farming is much better and more sustainable. But in terms of better for us nutritionally speaking, that's always been a quite contentious topic. And the reasons being, there have been studies that have shown that certain nutrients might be slightly higher in organic foods. For example, phosphorus a little bit of omega-3s in the organic poultry and stuff. But when meta-analysis have been done of many studies looking at it, it shows that the difference in nutrients is quite negligible, quite minimal. So if if you have the budget for it and you can afford to buy organics, then that's great for the environment and it's slightly safer in terms of pesticide residues. But in terms of nutrients, you're not really getting the bang for your buck by going organic.
Well, that's really interesting. I guess the other thing about the pesticides side of things, if you're growing your own, then you know exactly what's being put on your veggies. We do a little bit. Chris Chang actually is a big advocate for having your own garden. When we're talking about cost of living and the price of foods, and we know that it's going up. So how can we get what we need nutritionally into our bodies on a budget?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And that's, again, like if you want that organic ethos, I think the best way to go for it is eat seasonally. That's a really good way. Even going to farmers markets and getting food from there, because that they tend to be a lot lower in pesticide residues. But also just not shying away from your frozen foods. For example, they're much cheaper and they are snap frozen at their highest nutritional quality. So you want to get them and they're great to be a part of your meal. Even canned foods, we just need to be a bit more mindful of what type of added salt and sugar is being added to those canned foods. But usually they're really good. Canned beans and legumes, again, quite bulky foods, bulky whole foods. Shopping the perimeter of the supermarket is a really good way.
Yeah, this is something we heard a lot about, right? So when you're shopping around the outside, what does that mean?
So you're shopping around the whole food section essentially, because all the plants or base foods, fruits and vegetables, your grains, all of that are around the perimeter. And then in your aisles are all your packaged foods, which tend to have a lot of processing and therefore a lot of added sugar and added salt. And also there are packaged foods that will say organic on it as well. Yeah. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy. So the word organic doesn't equate to nutrition. Yeah.
What about bulk buying? And again, we're talking about cost. So if you can afford to bulk buy, is that a good way of going?
Absolutely. So bulk buying is great in terms of just keeping the shelf life of your pantry longer, right? And then you can buy nutrient-dense foods in bulk that don't perish and quickly, and then have that in your pantry for a long period of time. Like your legumes, your pulses, your grains and things like that. And when it comes to bulk buying fruits and vegetables, that's where the frozen foods are great to get those frozen big bags and put it in your freezer, so that even when you go to the supermarket and because of the cost of living crisis or because of climate change, because of supply chain issue, if you're not finding the right vegetables in season in your supermarket, you can always go to your freezer and get those bulk ingredients in your 2-kilogram frozen bags.
As a nutritionist then, I imagine that the overriding message is to
eat a rainbow.
Eat a range of things.
Eat a rainbow, because nutrients come from all different types of foods, and so the more variety we put in our diets, the more variety of nutrients we are guaranteed to get. So instead of fixating on whether this is organic or whether this is that, just making sure you're getting a bit of everything on your plate, whatever you can afford, and making sure that there's color on your plate, and just being mindful of what you're eating. What does your body feel like eating, and how hungry are you feeling, and how full are you feeling, and having noticing those cues, that will help as well in terms of how well you eat.
Yeah, because I think a lot of the time we go, I'm hungry, but I'm actually just bored, and so I want something to eat, because it's habit.
Yeah, exactly. Comfort eating, boredom eating, all of that. Yeah.
I don't eat unless I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Oh, that's great,
Okay.
because you're listening to your body and you're listening to your satiety and hunger cues, and that's always a recommendation we, tell our clients.
Rajshri Roy, thank you so much for being with us this morning and for that good info too.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Really
Lovely.
appreciate it. All right, Kei te tonu mai, stay with us.